wanted to change everything in my life. I was like uncomfortable with.
Do you grow vegetables as well, or have I imagined that?
Jess always says a happy donut's better than a sad salad.
Hello and welcome to another Desert Island Disc Breaks at Single Track World. I'm Hannah and today my guest is Josh Bryceland. Hi Josh.
Hello, how are you?
All right. Now, I don't know how you are because you're about to be washed up on a desert island. Well, not necessarily a desert island, an island of your design, where you'll spend the rest of your days alone, apart from the company of a single bike, a helmet, a toolkit, and some trail building tools.
Oh,
right.
Sounds good.
But before we pack you off to the island, we'll just go through your life in this shameless rip-off of Desert Island Discs.
Perfect.
So all the way back when you were maybe a child, when did you learn to ride and what was your first bike?
I learnt to ride on the park by where we lived at the time, which at the age of 4, I'm pretty sure. We were either on a boat or in a caravan, but we were in Higher Pointing, and my bike had was it fixed or with a pedal on the front axle? No, it was fixed. It had a fixed gear.
Right.
And solid tyres.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was red. And I was about 4 and Dad took my stabilisers off and let me go. And maybe I was a bit younger than that. But it soon progressed. My dad rode motorbikes, right. And I really, really looked up to him so much. I still do. But I just wanted to ride motorbikes, and I had a push bike, so I'd just ride back round making noises, dribbling down my t-shirt. And that progressed till I was about 8. I think about 8 I got my first mountain bike, and it was a GT Outpost trail in I think it was actually a women's one with like a drop frame.
Oh yeah.
And RST suspension and
okay.
Yeah, it was amazing. I got it for Christmas and I love that bike.
So you said that you were living on a boat, you think, maybe, or in a caravan with your folks?
Yeah, with my folks and my sister, and Dad started a boat building business when my sister was born, which looked like buying one in Manchester, and as they sailed to London to sell it, he'd tar it up.
This being a canal boat rather than a yacht.
A canal boat.
Yeah. It takes quite a long while to get anywhere on a canal boat, so you probably could start with a wreck and have a really good one.
Exactly. I think they were on like a couple of week turnaround at this point.
Oh, okay.
So he must have been working fairly fast. Or actual cruising time. But anyway, he was renting a small area of this arm, like an arm off the canal where it's a dead end and you go under the bridge, and then we was renting this arm, and then he ended up buying my arm actually in years to come. But we'd live in there we'd have 2 boats then, and then we'd cruise them both down, sell one and come back, and there was loads of moving around the country in boats and then caravans on site when the boats had all been sold or sort of thing, and so we grew up a little bit gypsy.
That's quite different.
Yeah, but we loved it. I loved it. It was so nice. Me and my sister used to just play in the front of a caravan getting ready for school, and it was cozy, but and it worked.
You lived on a boat as an adult for
a while.
But now you've got land. You're landed gentry now, aren't you?
Yeah.
And a house.
Yeah.
How's it? Do you miss the boat?
I do miss the boat. When I moved the boat, it was last summer I sold the boat. When I moved it, we took it to the local cruising club where the potential buyer wanted it to see it out of the water, to see what condition the underneath was in, and cruising it there was really nostalgic, and it was a beautiful time in mine and Jess's lives when we lived on the boat.
Right.
I'd been on it a couple of years when we met, but then we had a good chunk of time where we were mid-20s, no responsibilities, I'd go off and race, and then we'd just, just live young, carefree.
Right.
And it was a beautiful time. And all of a sudden, the last 5 years since we moved off the boat, and then now we have a dog, a child, and land and responsibilities. Everything's changed dramatically. Right.
But hopefully in a good way.
Yeah, I wouldn't go back. No. I look back fondly, but I would never go back. I love, our son is the most precious thing ever to us, as is our dog. I mean, and owning land is just like a dream come true. It's like we go and walk around and we're just
survey the land.
Yeah, we're just this is ours. And you just, I love nature anyway. When we're in our little woodland and it's just us in there, it's it just feels really, really special. And we had quite the journey with of conception with our son. So just having that as our place to go to and just cry or, be there. And it was just it was so magical and healing for us to be in that space. So there's a lot more to it than it's just our land. But you know what I mean? Yeah. It's a really...
You feel connected to it.
Big time.
Yeah. Which is a huge difference from being fairly itinerant as a kid as well. So Sylvester's going to grow up. Is that all right if I say his name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sylvester's going to grow up in a completely different sort of way. He's going to have loads of roots, I guess.
Yeah. Which is funny because we did, even though we were in the caravan or the boats or whatever, we moved around a lot for boat shows, this, that and the other. Home has always been that area. We're not in Higher Point now, we're a few miles down the road, but we still have roots. Right. That has always been our area, and I still the riding spot is like a national park where we used to live on the boatyard was on the boundary of, and now we're just on the other boundary. So it's the same.
Okay.
It's
So I guess maybe your roots are in the place and the nature and the landscape rather than in the stuff and the walls and the sofa and all of that stuff that means home to so many other people.
Totally. 100%. Yeah, you've nailed it there. Yeah.
Cool. Oh, well, Sylvester's going to have a great time.
I hope so. I hope he enjoys it as much as we do. I'm sure.
What if he doesn't like bikes? What if he says he wants a horse?
He can ride horses. He can do what he wants.
So I take it then you rode bikes all the way through childhood and into adulthood, did you?
Yeah.
You never stopped?
No,
nice.
Only for injuries.
Okay.
When I had to.
So do you remember what was the first bike you bought with your own money?
I think the first bike I bought with my own money was a BMX.
Right.
And it was off a neighbour who lived up the road, Ollie Henshaw, and I had to walk it home because it came in bits, but it had a blue front tyre, and it was all chrome, and it took me ages to get the headset to work.
Was it a wise purchase then, once you got it put together?
Yeah, I think any two-wheeled vehicle is a wise purchase, isn't it? Because it's just unquantifiable, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Will you be getting one of the Cannondale cargo bikes to roll around?
Yeah, I'd love one. I would love one.
Yeah. Then you never need a family car.
Yeah. And it just, when we spent a bit of time in Annecy this summer, and we went to Woudenberg as well in autumn, but seeing them cultures where that is how you transport with your children, it's just that is the best thing ever, watching that. Yeah. Kids on the back, two of them slotted into the little cage things, holding on to mum, zipping along. It's just
Yeah, no, I love it.
We're missing a trick, aren't we, in that department?
Yeah, well, it's getting more popular in the UK, so hopefully.
It is.
Yeah. So talking of travel there, you're quite well known for kind of dropping out the race circuit and not flying for quite a long while, and obviously you're travelling again now. So is that just because you've done your time? What's changed the?
Yeah, a lot's changed. A lot's changed for me. I went through quite the transition there when I stopped racing, and I think when I had the big injury at the end of 2014, which was my most successful season, I spent a lot of time on the couch rehabbing my foot and experimenting with a lot of psychedelics and sort of changed my mind on loads of different things, for better or for worse. And it did change massively my outlook on a lot of stuff. It opened my mind to new ideas which I had never considered. And I've talked about this before, but I think athletes, my sister mentioned it to me, she was like, athletes really struggle to change because if they've done well, if they've had success with one thing, then they never want to drop that thing for fear of losing the potential success in the future, so they're very rigid. And I had been quite rigid my whole racing career with my bike. I didn't want to go on a bigger bike. I fitted into that bracket and then kind of blew the doors right off it, and then just wanted to change everything. I wanted to change everything in my life. I was like uncomfortable with my successful year of a year after. Santa Cruz sold out from being a family business to being part of a corporation, which we're funnily back under now, we can't tell, but they were anyway. And then Fox Clothing also sold out from being a family business to being a corporation. I was, wearing the energy drink helmets and seeing the people with the bad teeth really, rotting the teeth with this stuff that I'm representing. And I'm thinking, my whole world sort of shook and fell apart a little bit. It was crazy. So I analysed everything I was doing to the nth degree, and then went with it for a few years, and then realised my ideology has changed, but the whole world does not stop. That all continues, whether you're part of it or not. And there's so many experiences you can miss out on, for one. Or, Jess always says a happy donut's better than a sad salad. And that can be applied to so many things, because it's like if you're doing something for the right reasons and it feels good, it's positive. But if you then get to a point where you feel like you're limiting yourself, but you're watching everybody else do it, and it's this thing you didn't think it was going to be. And I went full vegan for a little while there, and then now we're completely back on the meat, and we're back traveling, and all. It's like,
but with some kind of positive intention,
with positive
thought behind it,
balance, and
And if you drop out completely, I suppose, then nobody gets to exchange with your ideas about how the world could be. And so it becomes more corporate or more capitalist or whatever, instead of you being out there to sort of spread the word.
Exactly. Your influence isn't there, is it, at all? And I respect anyone who's dropped out completely. I think it's a beautiful ideology, isn't it? Just to live in the woods, fend for yourself, do the thing. But I love riding bikes. And I also love riding the latest bikes because e-bikes, for instance, look what we're able to do on e-bikes. And you can't charge an e-bike in the woods, can you? So it's it's finding that balance, isn't it?
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay. So you get to choose this island that you're going to go and live on. So what kind of rock and soil and vegetation and climate and things would you go for? You get to play God, design it yourself.
I'm a bit of a goldfish, but the granite, it's so grippy, isn't it?
The stuff that's here. Yeah, I was trying to describe it. It's kind of like when you see concrete at the beach where it's been worn away and it's just all those spiky bits that's inside left, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's loads of edges. You don't want to put your skin on it.
The little pebbles left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bits
so
of shell
grippy,
or something.
so abrasive.
Yeah.
But so smooth as the overall.
Yeah, from a distance they look like they should be round and smooth and marbly, like what we might usually experience granite as being, I guess. But then this is all the texture. Yeah, so a granite island, I think. I also like the dirt around. So the dirt was probably washed off the rocks. It's sandy, isn't it? Glassy almost. You can see it shine.
So yeah, Portuguese island, please.
Okay. So it's not going to be the Peak District in South Manchester then? No. It's
No. We don't no.
Okay, fair enough. Portugal.
Yeah.
Mini island, here you come. Okay. Well, you'll be on your own, so there won't be anyone there to steal your bike, but can you remember the first bike you had stolen?
Yeah, I can. It was my first bike. It was my first GT. The GT Outpost Trail I mentioned. And I'd done so much stuff to it. I'd customised it crazy. I swapped with a lad down the road. I forget what I swapped him with. But I had like a bar brace, like they have on the motorbikes. Because I was obviously so into motocross. Mm-hmm. And Mum had taken in one of Dad's Renfrew bar.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Like a bit of the R and a bit of the L was missing. So it fitted on my little handlebars. And it had like so many trick little bits. And we were down in London. We were on the Thames on a boat and we breasted up to another boat and we nipped to the shops or something. We left it on the roof of the boat unlocked in London. But there was people on the boat who were on the towpath.
Yeah.
And somebody just jumped on their roof, grabbed it and was gone.
And went off.
And I came back. We all came back from the shops and realised the bike had gone. And Dad was like searching around looking, but I cried.
Yeah.
For the whole next.
It's a horrible feeling, it's a horrible question, but everyone's got like oh God, yeah.
Yeah, so it was my first one, my first proper bike.
Brutal. Okay, well, you've done quite a lot of digging on your own land, but on this island, you get to decide whether you send a trail team in advance to build everything to your design. But once it's built, all you can do is maintenance. Or you can take your own tools and you can build everything you like, but you've got to do it yourself.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You like a bit of digging?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you grow vegetables as well, or have I imagined that?
Yeah, we do. That's Jess's department. I'm just for mussels.
Okay.
I facilitate her growing.
By digging?
Yeah, or trying to no-dig. Charles Dowling method a little bit. But yeah, a lot of digging. It's a lot of labour. Weeding. Mm-hmm. Weeding mainly.
Yeah. How about slug or snail hunting? What's your policy there?
Yeah, we try a few different things. Like Jess has done all sorts. The copper tape around the beds.
Dressmaker shears has become my policy, I'm afraid.
Yeah, snipping them. Yeah. Throw them on the spade, flick them.
They just come back and you do that.
Yeah, we've got a big hedge. Fire them to the next field.
Oh, but it's brutal, isn't it, when you come out and your line of what you were going to pick today is gone.
I know. But we have rabbits too in our garden.
Oh, right.
And they really get into it.
Okay, so will there be any rabbits on the island then?
Mm-hmm. Well, no, but I would eat them.
Okay.
I'd happily eat the rabbits.
Okay. Well, maybe that'll be a luxury item. I'm not sure. A rabbit fence. We'll see. We'll get onto that. Which bike, or is there a bike you wish you'd had but you never owned? Maybe it's one you lusted after as a kid.
Yeah, the Intense Taser.
Oh yeah.
4-cross bike. They did a hardtail and full suspension. It was like a mini M1, wasn't it?
Yeah. You wanted that?
I always wanted one of them and I never had one.
No. And then, is there a bike that you've owned that you just wish you didn't? One you just gave you nothing but trouble?
No, not really.
No? All been good in their own way?
No, I had a Planet X Jack Flash hardtail, which I think the V-brake mount broke or had snapped off. Mm-hmm. So I only had a front brake on that. Okay. And that's what I used to train for downhill on when I was about 13.
That doesn't sound dangerous at all.
With just a front brake. But
oh well.
Oh yeah, and my next GT. Well, so I had a GT Outpost and then an Avalanche, and then I had an XCR 2000, I think it was called, a cross country bike in size small, and I cracked loads of them. Right. On the seat stay. Okay. They were a bit of a pain in the arse.
Oh well, but you've moved on, and now you have the new Cannondale, which you've been riding around for a bit. Yeah. The Moterra.
Yeah.
Or Moterra SL, I should say.
SL, Neo.
Yeah. How does the e-bike fit into the rest of your bike? Could you happily just ride an e-bike forever?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think I could, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have to. And I really enjoy the analogues. But I think my main, if I'm not, the e-bike, trail bike thing is like quite an easy decision most of the time, because I'm like, well, that one's got an engine. But if I'm just going like playing on jumps or a small, like a lot of our local spots are like our woods, the jumps in our woods, you can do them on the e-bike. You can do it all on the e-bike and you can zip back up. But if we're like filming or we're sessioning something small, I'll take my Habit,
right,
which is a medium.
Okay.
Which all my e-bikes are large really these days. And the medium's super playful with 27s on it and so on.
And how tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
Yeah, and I'm 5'9" a little bit, and I ride a medium, so that's quite a small bike for you.
It is a small bike, yeah. But bikes are growing so much, aren't they? I had a small Habit, the last generation.
Right.
Yeah, I had a small Habit. And that was like a BMX. I called it an MT BMX. It's like, that was 27-inch wheels, small frame, and if you weren't on your game, it would bite.
Right.
You know, it was so like, it took on you and just slammed you. But it was so nimble and like rewarding when you got it right on it. So there's a trade-off, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like these bikes getting bigger and bigger and bigger, they're so stable at high speed, and you can just throw them into like rough chunder and they just love it. But your playfulness changes as they get bigger. You're looking for bigger. If you're drawing a line with a pencil, your waves are longer, aren't they, rather than like tight, nibbly.
So did you enjoy yourself on the Scalpel today then?
I did, yeah.
You were quite a sight, like the full like cross-country bike with
baggies,
baggies and a jibbing helmet. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was a bit out of place there.
But you looked like you were having fun.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and that's an agile machine, a very agile machine.
Yeah. I'm
excited to build one up and put a 130 fork on it and stuff. I was thinking about a mullet, but it might just slacken it too much. But we'll see.
But you're going to have one to play on.
Yeah.
We won't be seeing you in the GB team duking it out at the race. So.
No, I don't think so.
So you'll have a lot of time on your hands on the island. So what skill would you learn? Doesn't have to be bike.
Probably
anything. Hunting?
Well, we've got to eat. Yeah. Maybe like shooting a bow.
Right.
Maybe I could fashion a bow and hunt my rabbits with a bow or something.
Yeah. Okay, that's what you fancy then.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You could probably do that where you are at home already. If you
I don't have the time, man.
Yeah.
I don't have the time. I'm not on this island yet. I've got too many jobs to do.
And is there a book that you would like to take with you?
Yeah. It'd be one of two.
Well, what are the two then? Go on.
It'd be Papillon or Shantaram. I read them both a long time ago. I'm like definitely due a reread. Okay. But Papillon's incredible. Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it, and I can't remember if I've read it. I'm not sure. I'm not very good at remembering.
It's a French bloke who gets wrongly locked up and he gets shipped off to like French Guiana or something.
Oh, no, I don't think I've read that.
And he does like a series of like jailbreaks, and it's an incredible story. It's insane.
Well, maybe like there's both books in one volume somewhere, and then that counts as one item in your luggage.
Yeah.
And you could take one music album with you. What would you take?
Oh, I don't know.
What sort of tunes float your boat then?
Depends really on the mood, but I do like reggae.
Right.
I love reggae. I don't know.
Ooh.
I'm going to struggle to answer.
You're too used to internet music.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me what's an album once. That made me feel really old.
Really?
Like, album? It's like, yeah, those carefully curated things that musicians put together.
Yeah. Really?
And so you can take a luxury item. It can't be of use in escaping the island or communicating with the world.
Is a material I sell a luxury item?
Well, you get to take one bite with you to ride forevermore.
Right, okay. Which is going to be that?
It's going to be the...
Maybe it's a generator to charge it with.
Well, we'll be kind. We'll put that in with it. Yeah.
Does that go with it? Nice.
Yeah, so you can have another luxury item to pass your time.
Maybe my memory foam pillow.
Really?
Yeah, I get a bit of a bad neck. That really helps.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A little home comfort then.
Yeah.
And so obviously you would miss Sylvester and Jess, but
yeah.
Do you like your own time? Like would being on an island be okay?
Yeah, I love my own time. I do. Like bikes. Walking my dog is my own time.
Right.
And to be fair, I do Sylvester's morning nap usually. And like he's asleep and I'm walking my dog. Mm-hmm. And I just love that. Just carrying him.
He's got that like little warm, snuffly sound.
Warm and it's just mint.
Oh, well, I'm sorry you can't take him as your luxury item.
Yeah, that's what I should have done.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. I think it's time to let you get back to him and probably some sort of sleep time, feed time, nappy time, whatever.
Yeah.
There'll be something.
Some beauty.
So thank you very much. And we'll pack you off to the island now.
Perfect.
And enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us.